Welcome back to Hannity. Now, tonight we have more on our Hannity investigation into one of the 6 most important scandals that the media in this country is not covering, and Democrats, they don't want you to know about. We're going to put them up right there on the side of the screen. Joining us now with reaction, the Chief Counsel for the American Center for Law and Justice, also an attorney for the President, Jay Sekulow, is with us. Let's start with, of course, President Obama knowing in August of 2016 of Russian meddling and does nothing.
Well, this is what, I mean, if you just look at the facts of the situation. So the previous president, President Obama, knows that there was, getting intelligence reports about Russian meddling in the elections. Does nothing. Why does he do nothing of any significance? Well, because he, quote, doesn't want to get involved in the election, which really was code word for they thought Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. She doesn't. Donald Trump ends up becoming president of the United States. So we've got a special counsel now investigating information about Russia activities in the election, which the previous administration already had intelligence on. Why are they investigating? Why don't they investigate the fact that the previous administration did nothing when they had this information? Because the other information evidently was known. Whatever it is.
Let's go to,
so, I mean, this is what makes no sense. Yeah.
And what about Loretta Lynch's obstruction? Tarmac meetings. It's not an investigation, it's a matter. And, maybe she put the kibosh on any possible indictment.
Well, look, I mean, the fact is we now know Loretta Lynch is being called before the Senate Intelligence Committee with a series of questions, and these are serious questions about statements to the FBI director like this is an investigation, call a matter, just do it. And, of course, you've got the whole situation, which is always been perplexing to anybody that was trying to look at this. Why she would allow herself to be put in a situation where she had a meeting with the former President of the United States, Bill Clinton, while his wife was the target of an investigation, or matter, as they call it. And that was deemed to be okay. Excuse me?
There's a chance. And we did an investigation into whether she obstructed. All right.
Of course.
What about James Comey? Did Comey, when he leaked to the New York Times government material, did he violate the Records Act in your view?
Yeah. Yeah, multiple times, not just the Records Act, by the way. But let me just say this on James Comey. Here's the one thing we do know about all this. The only one that was engaged in illegal conduct that we're aware of is who? James Comey, who took his notes from the President of the United States, a meeting he had with the President, put him in his government computer, in his government vehicle, put him in his government desk, and then releases them after he's terminated from his job to a friend of his to leak them to the New York Times because he was afraid that the media was already camping out and he wouldn't be able to get away for the weekend or whatever his story was. How in the world is James... Look, here's the thing with James Comey. If this was a regular FBI agent that leaked their Form 302 after they got fired, there'd be FBI agents visiting them. But that's not apparently what happened here. So
last question.
Hopefully they are investigating. They need to be. Yep.
All right, we've talked about Mueller and we've talked about Flynn and the Espionage Act, so let's just stay on the last thing. I think the person that it will be in the most legal jeopardy with the pay-to-play scheme, Uranium One deal, email server, that certainly the mishandling of classified information and destruction of, which are felonies, is Hillary Clinton. Will she likely be in jeopardy legally? Because there's evidence is incontrovertible she committed felonies.
And it's going to be dependent upon whether they actually close the case as to her or not, with a formal closing or not. And the statute of limitations issue is really not a problem there. So the question is there a grand jury investigating this? Well, if it's not a yeah, they can. But the question is there a grand jury investigation actually going on in this? Because if you look at the totality of the circumstances, and we've been talking about this, Sean, for a year, none of this makes any legal sense. When I understand the media discussion about it, but the legal sense that there's never was, I mean, James Comey's explanation for why he didn't, want to proceed with the case is, by the way, usurping the, even if the Attorney General was conflicted out, which she clearly was, and that would have been the Deputy Attorney General, but usurping all of that, inexcusable. That whole process with James Comey was inexcusable. Absolutely.
All right. We got to run. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it.